It's our time to have wage equality once and for all and equal rights for women in the United States of America.
So the gender pay gap is complicated and it's integrated with many other socioeconomic phenomena, but make no mistake, it is real.
It's the feminists, celebrities, and politicians spreading this wage gap myth who have the math problem.
So there is a lot of controversy regarding the gender pay gap, so let's start off by defining what it is. According to the American Association of University Women, the gender pay gap is a result of many factors, including occupational segregation, bias against working mothers, and direct pay discrimination. Occupational segregation is the tendency of women and men to work in different jobs, which is often used to debunk the gender pay gap.
A portion of the gender wage gap is attributable to discrimination in the United States, but most of it is ostensibly about choice. Choice of college majors, or flexibility when it comes to hours or occupation. And this is what people generally mean when they talk about debunking the gender wage gap. Women on average work fewer hours and tend to work in less lucrative professions, from school teaching to caregiving. Whereas men are more likely to work in higher paying fields like engineering or anesthesiology. One study of more than 120 professions, more women than men worked in 9 of the 10 lowest paying jobs. But of course that isn't only about choice, it's also about the expectations of the social order, like why are there more female nurse anesthetists but more male anesthesiologists?
The small wage gap that does exist has nothing to do with paying women less, let alone with sexism. It has to do with differences in individual career choices that men and women make. But why is there any gap at all? No one knows for sure.
According to this article from the Journal of Labor Economics, one reason why differences in college major explain the wage gap is that college major affects the kind of occupations and industries college graduates work in. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics demonstrates that in almost every occupation, men are paid more than women. As you can see in this chart, retrieved from the United States Department of Labor, men tend to get paid more than women for the same job. Let's take a closer look at CEOs. Male chief executive officers tend to earn more than $2,000 per week, while female CEOs earn less than $2,000 per week for the same job. Likewise, according to IOTA's 2015 Salary and Workforce Survey, female occupational therapists earn 87 cents to a male OT's dollar. Though the Equal Pay Act of 1963 narrowed the gender pay gap and prohibited discrimination based on gender, the gender pay gap still exists today. The role of the occupational therapist that may have the most direct impact on this issue is that of the OT as an entrepreneur. When an OT opens his or her own practice, he or she can help close the gender income disparity by leaving gender biases aside. In addition, the OT can also aid in closing the gender pay gap by staying informed and educating others on why this is a real issue. As occupational therapists, we must promote justice within our field so that we are able to show what an occupation-focused, justice-driven profession can accomplish.